Welcome in here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. A very special race here on a Friday night. Up here in the booth alongside me, though, to bring all the action, I am Muth. Along with me, it's the man that they call Legoo. It is Chris Legoo from Vermont here. Chris, I knew I was going to mess it up, Chris, as soon as I said it, but we're here at the Limerock Park.
Yes, Roger, we are definitely here. Limerock Park. Look, it's a 1.5 mile track, 7 different turns. That part that I'm going to be looking for, Roger, the S turns. It is by far the trickiest spot. Not only do you have some very tight turns happening, also some severe elevation changes, and that can definitely upset these trucks.
Yeah, and within 90 laps here tonight, Chris, I didn't quite check here as we were getting things set up for a fast repair. I don't believe we have one here tonight, so we're going to have to see what these drivers are able to do. A lot of tight corners, but not an impossible road course at all here from the Limerock Park. But one thing that is going to throw a monkey wrench into it, let's show it to you. There is your Sim Rigs Truck Series playoff standings. Right now, Mitchell Adams is on top of the playoff standings, but unfortunately, the driver of that 49, Chris, he's going to have to go all the way to the back, serving an end-of-the-line penalty here on the start here at Limerock. How hard is it going to be for Adams to come from the back here to the front in 90 laps?
Look, if there's any type of racing that you don't want to stop at the end, or excuse me, start at a G's, you've got to know what the guys ahead of you are doing and find a different way to try and pass them on track.
We'll see who's going to be able to do it. As you see the standings here, it is Adams and Cherry 1 and 2 on the timing and scoring. Yeah, timing and scoring on the point standings list here. And then there is Nathan Maurer. That driver also going to have to serve an end-of-the-line penalty here from the start. So two of your championship contenders who currently find themselves in to the next round are going to be starting out back here tonight. We'll see if they're going to be able to work themselves through into the next round of the playoffs. Sitting fourth is Darling. Then it's going to be Jeffrey Johnson, Steve Neal, and Travis White. Those 7 drivers currently, before we head into this race here tonight, have locked them or are in technically on points. Right behind them is Paul Bilson. He has 21 points out of transferring in, along with Michael Mooney and Aaron Mack. Those 3 drivers right now are on the outside here at Limerock, looking at the rest of the guys who are in the playoffs.
Well, the Sim Rigs Truck Series, I'll tell you, Roger, last week you missed an incredible race. Rick and I were broadcasting that one, had a ton of fun out there. And I hope that tonight brings us every bit of action right now, qualifying, getting ready to roll here, Roger.
Who will win tonight's Lynchburg Pole Award? The Lynchburg T-Shirt Company has all your needs for T-shirts, hoodies, and other apparel. Head on over to Lynchburg T-Shirt Company. Find them on Facebook.com. But qualifying officially underway here. One of the first drivers out onto the track here in qualifying is going to be the man we were talking about, Chris, and it's the driver of that 49, and he will make a qualifying attempt, but either way, have to go to the back of the longest line.
Yeah, every lap counts here, and Mitchell Adams, he knows that. Every single lap of practice is going to make a difference here. Roger, this track tonight is going to be a little ruthless. Track temperature, 111 degrees. That's really hot to be trying to swing these things around rights and lefts.
Yeah, a lot of these drivers not used to road course racing too much. A lot of them are older drivers, and that is, I'm going to say primarily what, I don't want to offend anybody here, Chris, but that is what majority of the racers do on iRacing.com is they run the ovals like Charlotte, Daytona, Talladega, Bristol, and Martinsville. But it just seems like this little gem here in the Northeast is always forgot about, especially on the road course side of things. A lot of big events happen right here at Limerock.
Yeah, it's a fantastic track, and I have raced just about every single car that you can think of on this track, and I've had an absolute blast on it. It's a lot of fun. Again, getting to know those, they're getting all that
practice.
Right here. Yeah, right here in qualifying. It's practice, baby.
You're talking about practice, not a race, but practice?
Yeah. Look, there's guys out there going for a championship. You can't just come in on a whim and go, yeah, I'm going to be fine. Not at this track. It's going to be different here tonight. You've got to know what you're doing. You've got to have those corners. If you don't at least have the lefts and rights memorized, you have to remember if you're going uphill, downhill. There's a lot of stuff going on here, Roger. And I guarantee you, every guy out there is going to have their right and their left foots busy here tonight.
Well, let's take a quick look here at our running order. Currently, right now, it's Mitchell Adams at the top of the leaderboard. Remember, he will take an end-of-the-line penalty at the start of this. Here is your second-place driver right now as he comes through the final couple corners here under the bridge. So coming into the final corner, this is Bilson. He does find himself in a good spot in our championship hunt. He is going to have a good starting position here, as it looks like 14 drivers have taken a qualifying attempt, and a handful of other ones like Ben Adams and, of course, Brett Accord, as you see him coming through in his 151 machine. He's having a little issue. Chris, another thing that happens here on road courses, though, if you touch the grass here a little bit, your entire lap that you just ran at this track, 1.5 miles, is thrown out the window, and you got to hope that your second lap then you can keep it on the track and not touch the grass. Otherwise, none of your laps are going to count.
Yeah, off track's very much a thing here, and you're right, Roger. You go off just a little bit, you're going to get scored with that, and you might as well bring it on down pit road and start all over.
So it looks like now 16 drivers as we watch Stan here in his 83 Tropical Calf entry here tonight. He has not turned in a qualifying lap just yet. This would be his first lap, as you see Adams. Izanga is up there now, Chris. He's one of those strong competitors. Wasn't sure if he was going to be able to make this race here at Limerock, but he is here, and he has the second quickest time. Stan going to go up into the 13th position, as he's going to wheel hop, and that's something we're going to see a lot of these drivers have to deal with, is that wheel hop down into turn number 1. But right now, just 45 seconds left here in our qualifying session.
Well, I think of last week's winner, Roger, he was on fire, and we're going to see if that kind of translates over a little momentum, see if he works out here tonight. But you're right, a second place start so far. And in fact, let's bump him right ahead. We know Adams is heading to the back.
Yeah, but nonetheless, it's still going to count as a pole if Mitchell Adams can hang on to that for 20 seconds here. So we'll see if he gets the award from the Lynchburg T-shirt company here in just a couple of moments. It looks like a couple drivers like Snare and Neal, Howe, Nichols, Maurer, Visser, Glover. Those drivers not attempting a qualifying run here. We'll have to see if anybody does make another attempt, but it looks like our qualifying will end here, and it's going to be Mitchell Adams setting the quick time here tonight for the Lynchburg Pole Award. So congratulations to him and that whole group for the qualifying time and setup they had in that truck. But it's about to take these drivers to the grid here tonight, and let's take you through your qualifying order tonight, brought to us by Sim Rigs. Starting on the front row here tonight, driver of the 49. He'll take to the back of the field, though, once these trucks start to roll down the front straightaway. It's going to be Mitchell Adams. To the outside of row number 1, it'll be the driver of the 07, last week's winner, Ben Izanga. Row 2, it'll be the 51 driver. That's going to be a chase driver here tonight. You see the yellow banner on his truck. That's going to be Paul Bilson. His outside, driving the 48 Lowe's entry. That'll be Matt Cherry. Row number 3, driver out of New York. It's going to be the 47. That is going to be Chris Darling. His outside is going to be Jamar Dum in the 128. Row number 4, it's going to be Ron. The man that's dad is out there, Chris, 74 years old and watching tonight. Ron Guyvo going to start there in row number 4. Starting on the outside of row number 4, it's going to be Nicholas Bradley in the number 20. Row number 5 tonight, Aaron Mack driving the Rays Energy Drink 35, and Brett Accord in the 151.
And inside row number 6 is going to be the 7 of Raymond Healig, and to his outside, it's going to be Travis White in the number 23. Inside row number 7, it's going to be Stan Huseman, and to his outside, the 86 of Jeff. On the inside of row number 8, it's going to be the 50 of Bill Edwards, and to his outside, it's going to be Michael Mooney driving in his number 88. Inside row number 9, it's going to be Justin Hutchinson in his 21 with Chip Hansen. To his outside, Marty Glover picks up inside row number 10 in his 10 machine. To the outside, it's going to be Mitchell Snare.
Starting on row number 11 here tonight, driving the 33, that is going to be the Triple J. That is Jeffrey Johnson Jr. To his driving the 971. his outside. It'll be Jordan Scheffler in the number 13 entry. Starting at row number 13, driver of the 37, it's the Martha's Baked Goods, number 37. That's going to be Zach Howe. Steve Neal driving the 77 here tonight is going to start alongside him and be his dancing partner into turn number 1. Then it's going to be on row 14, the 69 of David Vesser. And to his outside, it's the podium entry tonight. It's the 22 of Jonathan Nichols. Row 15, it's going to be the only Ford entry here tonight, Chris, in the Ford F-150. It'll be the number 1 of JT Poole. And the Lynchburg T-shirt company, number 5, that's going to be Ben Adams. And starting shotgun to the field, the 24 of Ben Mashburn. That's your qualifying rundown brought to us by Sim Rigs here tonight. But Chris, now it's going to be time to go 90 laps the distance here at Limerock.
And 90 laps, 7 turns, mile-and-a-half track. Temperature 110 degrees coming off from the pavement out there. And this is going to be a good one, Rock. I'm actually excited about this one. I'm a bit of a road race fan myself.
Well, road racing, these drivers are going to be turning left and right, more right tonight than left as the iRacing pace truck does dive in. The Sim Rig into turn number 1. Everybody else looks like they are coming through here pretty solid, as they know it's a lot of racing to do here tonight. Nobody making those dive bomb moves down into turn number 1.
Yeah, nobody wants to be that guy in the first lap, Roger. And here we go. Zenga going to be setting up for that right-hand turn. Going to go uphill. This right here is a very tricky little spot. Have to be very careful on the throttle when you come back through those short little turns. Can definitely upset a car. Uphill now, getting ready for yet another right turn. This one's a little sharper.
So Ben starts to work on the final 2 corners here under the Hagerman Bridge at Limerock. He'll work the last corner here as a right-hander. Now he is onto the front straightaway. Lap number 1 just like that. Gonna be in the books. Ben is picking up right where he left off last week, leading at the end of last week, leading at the beginning of this one. That was a 56-second lap here for our leader on lap number 1. And Chris, the side-by-side action, only one driver was side-by-side. That was JT Poole moving up past Steve Neal. Now here comes Mitchell Adams. He's on the inside here of, I believe that's the Race Energy Drink 35 of Aaron Mack. He has already moved up. It looks like 9 positions since the drop of this green flag. So Mitchell Adams is coming to the front, and he is coming like you stole his cheeseburger.
Well, I didn't do it. Don't let anybody think I did. Yeah, the 77 right there getting a little loose and falling back, but the 49 doing a fantastic job working his way through the field here so far tonight. And, you know, getting up that hill, that's a tricky spot right there. I can't tell you how many times, Roger, I've had a miscue or 2 there.
Yeah, I have myself decided to find the tire barrier in that area quite a few times here at Limerock. You know, and me personally, one of them going to go around. That is going to be the 10, the Miller Lite entry. I believe that was Glover there in the number 10, and somebody else down there. I can't quite see who it is. Is that the 77 of Steve Neal? He is smoking there. He had hit the tire barrier right before pit road. So the 10 of Glover going around, and then the 77 of Neal trying to miss that spinning number 10. He winds up in the wall, and now he is down pit road. Another one, Justin White, looks like he had to take the Black Rifle Coffee Company number 2 down pit road also. And I don't know, Chris, something happened to Zanga. I didn't catch it on the timing and scoring. Paul Bilson now going to come across the line here and lead lap number 3.
Yeah, I'm going back to try and figure out what happened to Zenga, who was your race leader, now being scored in 6th spot. I'm going to go back, Roger. Go ahead.
Yeah, so as right now, we're trying to see what happened to the driver of the 10. Oh, wheel hop down into turn number 1 here for Zenga. He's going to look to the inside of Jamar. He's going to make that Moroso 07 truck actually hook up and grip down there into turn number 1. A very, very aggressive move into turn number 1, but here on lap number 4, he goes back and now takes over the 4th position. Still has a belt, looking at the timing and scoring a 7.3 second gap to go back to the lead. So he has fallen that far behind here. Bilson right now has opened up a 5.1 second gap for Starling.
Roger, interesting that was happening on turn 1. I went back to the previous lap on turn 1. Zenga got into the corner just a little bit hot, decided he had to mow the lawn to the outside, straightened it back out, but that was definitely a moment there for what was then the race leader as a bunch of trucks able to get on by.
Well, he's able to get back on track, and we know it's a very long race here tonight. It's still only lap 5 out of the 90 scheduled here tonight. So being a 7.9 second as he comes up onto the 48 here on Matt Cherry, one of the chase candidate drivers or contenders driving that Lowe's 48 is, oh, look at Zanga sideways there coming through turn number 4. So he's really pushing that truck here in the early going, and a long way yet, Chris. Estimating tonight possibly on the big end, maybe able to run 30 laps depending how you push this truck. Sideways here in the early going for Ben is not going to play nice on those tires.
Yeah, and here I am. I'm watching the leader, Paul Bilson. He actually has now put down a vehicle 1 lap down. Just a little bit ago, he was able to go past the 21 of Justin Hutchinson to put him, the first truck, 1 lap down in his number 21. He sits in 24th spot as Bilson was able to get around him pretty clean, and then I saw a little bit of loose condition out of the 51, so I'll keep an eye up there, Roger.
Well, also looking at Darling's truck, a beautiful paint scheme on the side of this 47. Sim-rigs.com machine. Chris Darling has worked his way into that second position after Ben took that little bit of a scenic route down in turn number 1. We're going to say it was giving all these drivers a little bit of a chance, I guess we'd call it here. Right now, Darling is running a pretty clean race, has not picked up an incident point just yet here tonight in that Silverado. Beautiful looking red, white, and blue paint scheme as it comes out the final corner down this long front straightaway. It is the most and the longest, whatever you want to call it, time that these drivers will be going straight here tonight as he enters turn number 1, that hard braking zone, right-hand corner down into turn number 1. Everything looks good for the driver of this Sim-rigs.com machine. He will now exit onto turn number 2, and I'm looking at it, Matt Cherry's just hanging back there, but the big mover so far here tonight is going to be the driver out of that Lynchburg T-shirt company, number 5 Chevrolet. That is Ben Adams. He is up into that 5th position as he's looking to take over a spot, as that's actually not a spot or a battle on track, I don't believe. That was, I don't know who that actually was. He got around one of those guys down there, Chris. I lost track of where we are on track versus the timing and scoring.
Yeah, it's going to be a challenge here tonight, Roger, but I am going to go back to the qualifying. You mentioned something that piqued my interest, and I had completely forgotten about it in the last build, but Ford has made an entry into truck racing finally, and I'm taking a look at JT Poole right now. Listen, the Ford is doing okay. He started in 29th spot, and he is currently running around in 12th position, right on the back of the 121 of Ron Giobo.
Yeah, Gaivo there in that 121. Look at Poole, a little bit of a wiggle on entry. The Ford Performance number 1 entry. Man, I don't know why they let them put the Ford here tonight at Limerock and then also take the number 1 plate. Well, I don't know whose idea that was, but right now, JT Poole on the loud pedal with that F-150. It almost sounds like a hybrid out there.
I love you guys.
Too early for this?
Ben Zenga still sitting in 4th spot. Remember, he started technically in 2nd spot, but really had the pole at the green flag. He had a little miscue, fell back a little ways. He's still trying to make his way up, and, well, I'm going to tell you right now, Roger, Paul Bilson up front in that 51.
21 going to go around, though, Chris, here out of the final corner, right at front of, or he was right in front of the 8th place runner of Ben Adams, the 21, taking a spin by himself out of the corner. Not actually hitting the guardrail, but he's having a little bit of difficulties getting that 21 refired and turned back around. Now he starts to pull that Toyota around. There is some rear end damage, so somebody has been into the back of that 21 of Hutchinson. He will refire now, and it looks like as he coming down pit road, somebody else there for a moment. I believe that was Mooney. Here comes Michael Mooney, an unscheduled stop, Chris, lap number 9. Here comes the driver of that 88 down pit road.
Yeah, it looks, I went back, Roger, and looked. It looked like it was the 5 of Ben Adams that actually got into the 21, but I'm going to be honest with you, it was more net code than it was anything. So unfortunate for the 21, who's also bringing it down pit road.
So a couple guys down on pit road. Now, oh, looks like the 35 down here on the front straightaway. It's wrapped up in a couple others. Everybody's going to be able to get around them pretty clean. Aaron Mack in that Ray's energy drink. Number 35, Silverado. Let's watch this back here. Let's hit the replay real quick. You are watching the replay, watching Aaron Mack driving this 35 machine. And right behind him, I believe that was Jamar in the Haviland machine. So let's just take a quick gander here and watch these two drivers. Oh, actually, Chris, it was Zanga that was off track. He came back on. Mack was making contact with him right there. Jamar, nowhere to go. He made heavy contact with that Haviland 128. So a rough night of it here for Izanga, as now he is also down on pit road.
Yeah, horrible night here for Izanga so far, who's going backwards, but I'll tell you, Paul Bilson, and look at that, Roger. He's got that yellow spoiler. He's got the yellow banner up front. He's going for a chase win here tonight. The 51 looking strong, almost an 11-second lead right now over the 48 of Matt Cherry.
Yeah, it's a beautiful paint scheme on this 51 as he works upon lap traffic here once again. Doesn't have to really push it, Chris. He has almost an 11-second lead over Matt Cherry. So right now we're going to call he is out for a Friday evening, because it's not night for all these gentlemen here tonight in the National Sim Racing Association Sim Rigs Truck Series. A lot of these drivers, East Coast, West Coast, some of them still have the sunlight up, unlike us here on the East Coast, but he is out there. Lost a little time getting around a couple of those lap cars, but still having a very fast Silverado. Next one on the chopping block, it looks like this is going to be stand in that 93 at the Tropical Cafe Toyota. He is trying to let the leader go. See, that's the gentleman's rule here of road course racing.
And just checking in on Mitchell Adams and Roger, he continues to just fly around this track. He just made a pass to go to 5th spot, and somebody behind him goes off track.
That's going to be the 151. That is Brett Accord as he noses into the tire barrier in turn number 1, trying to find the reverse gear in that 151. Let's go back here and what happened to the 51 here of Accord down into turn 1. You see the brakes lock up, and he just straight out into the grass, and he just barely makes slight contact with that wall, and unfortunately he actually takes the tow here on lap number 12 as your leader now, working lap number 13 tonight. So a lot of action all over the raceway. Chris, only 14 drivers remain on the lead lap and driving in that 14th spot. That is another one of those F-150 drivers. That is going to be Jeffrey Johnson, who is one of our chase lead drivers.
Yeah, Triple J doing a good job sitting in that 14th spot, and a lot of the drivers right now, Roger, they're a lap down, but it's on pit strategy. It's not necessarily that they were slow on track. So different strategies being employed. And look, we said that at the top of the race. They're going to have to do something a little different to try and get to the front here. This is a big track, and with all those corners, there's plenty of opportunities to gain time. The best way to do that with a set of 4 new tires.
Yeah, as we watch Michael Mooney, he was the first driver down pit road without damage on his machine. He is sitting back 4 laps down as they go to the inside there in the 43. That is Mitchell Snare. He is running currently 1 lap down. Mooney actually is now back to 1 lap down, I believe, as the timing and scoring actually was a little jumpy there. So Mooney 1 lap down, running in the 18th spot. He is looking for 4. Right behind him, that is actually the 49. That is Mitchell Adams, who is running 5th currently. Raymond right ahead of him. Raymond going to go off track, and Mooney's actually just going to follow in tow in turn number 1.
That happens so many times here on road racing. You're right behind them, and you're following their bumper. Unfortunately, you kind of forget to follow the track. If somebody just ahead of you goes off, boy, Roger, it is super easy to follow them into the grass.
Yeah, we just saw that as Raymond went off into the grass, and then Mooney went out into the grass. Both of them cutting the grass here, even though they have a beautiful landscaping already here at Limerock. Those two drivers decided they may have missed a couple of lanes of grass, but don't worry, they just got him down in turn number 1. While that all happened, though, Raymond gave up that 5th position, or 4th position, 5th position, and then is back into the 7th spot. So Adams, and Poole all got around him. So that Ford, Chris, still sounds like a hybrid, but it's coming to the front.
You know, Ford built Ford tough, man. I mean, I don't know what to tell you as he heads into turn 1, and that 1 machine looking good out there as a Ford. And I'm really happy that they finally got that out there. That was a long time coming, Roger. You got to admit that.
Yeah, but they still don't have a pace truck here on the iRacing platform, so we're just we'll let the Fords be for now. Out front, it is a Chevrolet. Chris completing lap number 15. working down the front stretch into turn number 1. It is out front by 19.1 seconds. That is Bilson. He has led 13 laps. One driver off there in turn number 1. That's 35. That is the Mack entry. Aaron Mack, the Mack tonight. We're running there in the 20th spot. Now currently 3 laps down. It's been a rough start for the driver of the Raze Energy Drink, driving out of South Korea here tonight. So that driver having a rough go of it. But hey, the internet connection's stable.
It is. And let me throw out a different here. Roger, I don't know how much road racing experience you have, but let's think about this for just a moment. Some of these guys have been out there since the drop of the green flag. Their rear tires are starting to wear. And the gas tanks are starting to get light.
Yeah, when the gas tanks get light on the road racing and the tires wear out, that's going to be less grip as we watch the driver of the 971 out of Pennsylvania, the Via Bully, the Bully Dog Machine. That is Nathan Maurer. He also started at the back of the field with Mitchell Adams, and Maurer has worked himself up into a solid top 10, first quarter of the race, as he is running into that 8th position. The other driver that started out back, that is the Adams Racing. The 49 is the Indy Auto Sports. That is Mitchell Adams. He is running 3rd, so he is on the move still. 23 seconds, though, away from our leader.
So plenty of drivers out there making some really big moves, but let's give it credit where credit is due. Some of these guys who started in 15, like, okay, I'm looking at the 50. Bill Edwards, he's running in 9th spot right now. He started in 15th, and Roger, that may not sound like a lot, but if you're not used to doing a lot of road racing, I'm telling you, man, the guy is up on the wheel, and he is working that 50 around, and oh yeah, it's a pretty good-looking truck.
I was going to say, that is probably one of the best-looking trucks out there, aside of, I believe, Chris Darling's truck, you know, both being a very patriotic paint schemes for both of these drivers. It's just this 51. It's something about it, Chris. I'm not sure if it's is that gold flake or on that? I can't quite tell.
I don't know.
Beautiful all over that
really
track.
is.
And it is screaming bald eagles out the back of it.
I love it, and I love this. Look at this. Mitchell Adams up the 3rd spot. Man, nobody tell him he has to start at the back of the field again. My Lord.
Yeah, Chris Darling right in front of him right now, and Darling's like, man, where did this guy come from at this point? I was just kind of minding my own business, and then all of a sudden, here comes this white 49 with the yellow chase banner, and now it's, you know, a 2-horse race now currently for the 2nd position. As look at Adams just really throw it into that uphill right-hander as they actually were working around the 52 machine. That was Chip Hansen. Hansen, Chris, told me a little bit of a joke before the race. I don't know if it's rated PG, but Chris, if your aunt had something, she'd be your uncle. I'll let you and the rest of the fans out there try and fill in the blank. I heard that's what Chip is known for, is a couple of the jokes here in the league, and he told me one. I told him I'd try to get it out there for him. But, I mean, you got to leave part of it out. That's for the imagination for all the race fans out there to think about over the next, call it 71 laps here.
It is something. So is this battle for 2nd spot. I'm telling you, Mitchell Adams is all over the back bumper of Chris Darling, and Darling actually doing a very good job holding his line and trying to take away the best line around this track. Whoa, a little bit of slip, though, out of the 47.
Yeah, and actually there, Adams did the smart thing to do as we rode on board with him. Adams just lifted. He allowed Darling to catch it. They know it's still a very long race, getting 71 to go this time by for both of these drivers who are running 2nd and 3rd on the track, a very respective 2nd and 3rd right now, as Paul Bilson right now has opened it up to a 22.5-second race lead here as they come down into turn number 1. I'm still very impressed, though, Chris, watching this 49. He started at the tail of the field after setting quick time in practice, and that 49 machine is absolutely clean.
Yeah, and that's what it takes, Roger. You have to be clean around this track. You got to know when to pick it. And, you know, saying that he got off throttle, look, they understand. They know they're way behind Bilson at this point. There's no reason to wreck each other and hurt each other's chances at the race win so early on in the race. Hats off to Mitchell Adams in the 49 machine, as he gave enough room for that Darling machine to kind of put it back on all 4 tires and get rolling again. And here we are going down that front stretch It looks like the 49 trying to get a moving inside for turn number 1. It's a long one. Can't quite get there. Lap traffic in the way.
Yeah, so he'll just fall back and settle into that third position for the time being, but he is looking very racy. We talked about him sliding all around the track on those tires in the early going. And Chris, right now I'm getting reports passed along to me, the driver of the 07 who started on that front row too. That's going to be Izanga. He is out of this event. So is Brett Accord, and so is Jamar in his Haviland machine. So 3 drivers right now, along with actually another driver that took the green flag here tonight, Monty Glover. Those 4 drivers are officially out of tonight's race here at Limerock.
And unfortunately, we've got the 77 of Steve Neal. He spent a lot of time on pit road. Unfortunately for him, down 13 laps. Justin White in the 2 machine. Looks like he's just getting it going again. Oh, the 47 and the 49 get together, Roger. We have trouble for 2nd and 3rd spot.
Oh, and it looks like Mitchell Adams may be stuck into the outside wall. He is. He's going to have to call the tow truck. We will have to watch this back here on our Turn 3 Racing replay. Let's cue that up and show you, race fans, what just happened to your 2nd and 3rd place runners. You are watching the replay here involving the 49 of Darling and the 47 of Darling and the 49 here of Adams. Let's watch it from over top here, coming through the final corner. Darling gets down onto the rumble strip, and oh, he just went to correct it, and Adams unfortunately gassed it up and tried to go around the outside. And just both drivers winding up off track, and now that lead for Bilson gonna be a little bit extended.
Yeah, almost 30 seconds right now for Bilson over Matt Cherry in the 48. Meanwhile, heartbreaker, because, man, Adams had worked his way up so quickly and so efficiently. Now stuck on pit road, 2 laps down, really of no fault of his own, Roger. He saw the trouble there, tried to get around it. Unfortunately, it wasn't to be.
Yeah, he is down on pit road right now. It looks like the tow truck does drop him off in his pit box, and it's going to be 4 tires, and he is actually down and away now, so he'll rejoin the racing surface. 4 fresh tires here on lap 23. Let's see if he's going to be able to make up any more ground tonight. As Chris, I just got an alert on my phone. My snack crate has shipped.
Excellent.
It's what I like to eat while we're doing these races. I like to snack on things from all over the world. The other month, I actually did get one from South Korea where Mac is stationed. I should talk to Mac and see if he's had some of the tasty treats I've had.
Okay, now I'm going to have to look into this thing. Remind me after the race.
Well, it's just snackcrate.com. Not a paid plug at all, Chris. I mean, you know me. I like the snack, and I like Ray's energy drink also. You know, that's one of our favorite drinks here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. I think everybody's addicted to it. It's caffeine.
Yeah, not for me, but that's okay.
Well, hey.
Here I am drinking my caffeine-free Diet Coke tonight.
Ooh, no Miller Lights.
They're in the fridge.
Oh, chilling. Okay, I get it. Right now, taking a peek, though, it looks like the top 12 drivers have yet to come down pit road, and running in that 12th position, it is still going to be Stan in his 93 machine. Haasman not looking like he's having the best of nights. That truck looks like it's been off track just a little bit, but right now he is still running in that 12th position. Only left on the lead lap is 7 drivers, and that 7th driver is Nathan Mauer.
Yeah, and this is one of the things that happens on a road course. Remember, if there's a caution, well, there isn't a caution. It's local cautions only here tonight, and these guys are doing a good job with it. And I'll tell you, Paul Bilson comes in here kind of out of nowhere. Bilson, last week I called his number a couple of times. Tonight he started in 3rd spot, but somebody's been working on their road course skills, Roger. A 31-second lead right now over the 48 of Matt Cherry.
I did that one time. Had a lead like this.
Were you the only guy on track?
Yes. Just taking a look through the field, the Kool-Aid man. Oh, yeah, he is out there. He's had a couple off-roads here, but it doesn't look like the Kool-Aid Toyota is beat up at all right now. Wyatt right now running in that. It looks like the 13th position. As one of them coming down out of the top 3, it's going to be the driver of the 48.
Yeah, Kerry decides to pull the right-hander and come on down pit road. It's going to be 4 tires and fuel, the call for the number 48 as he finally hits his pit stop.
So that is the first one here out of our race leaders. And actually, here comes your race leader now. Bilson going to give up the race lead, possibly 37-second lead as he comes into pit road. Let's see if his crew is actually able to get him out still in the top spot here as he comes down pit road. It'll be the same call for the driver of the 51. It'll be 4 tires and fuel all around. And pull a tear off and grab himself a quick beverage and back out onto the racetrack. Let's see, where is the 7 of Healing? He is coming through the final corner now as he goes under the bridge. Right behind him is going to be Chris Darling. So both those drivers currently running second and third as they will come out of the final corner. Both will stay out. Ben Adams will pit out of the 5th spot. And it looks like Bilson actually is going to get out, Chris. He will not lose the race lead.
Oh, that's fantastic for him. I didn't know. I was a little worried that he was going to, but it looks like no problem as he's got a 3-second lead still over Raymond Hillig in that 7 machine that is running in 2nd spot. Chris Darling, of course, running 3rd right behind him in the 47. Those drivers have not come down pit road yet. Still waiting for service. It looks like there are 2 other drivers that haven't come down. JT Poole in that Ford and Bill Edwards in his number 50.
Yeah, haven't talked about Bill Edwards other than the amazing paint scheme. And, oh, look at him get crossed over there. He was trying to get out of the way of the 48 of Matt Cherry there as he was rolling through in the low Chevrolet. You know, Edwards, one of those drivers that is going to stay consistent, especially here where he knows he needs a good finish. And right now, he is doing absolutely what he needs as he runs in the 6th position now as the timing and scoring updates here at the road course. One of them turned around there. Is that the 52?
Yeah. 52, Chimp Hand, as the 48 of Matt Cherry gets inside of the 20, makes another pass. That one not for a position, but yeah, Cherry doing a good job. And Chip Hansen was the driver that you referred to, Roger, kind of sitting there waiting for a way to get back out on track.
So Hansen probably thinking of another joke, laughed himself off the track. Here comes that 33 machine. He will now go around him. That's the Triple J, the New Edge Auto Detailing Ford Mustang. Hansen going to come down pit road. Johnson right now having a solid top 10 run. He is on the lead lap running in the 8th position. He has yet to pit though, so we should be expecting him in just a handful of laps here.
And Paul Bilson has rebuilt that lead already to 7 seconds, Roger, over Chris Darling. And Darling, again, one of those drivers that has not come down pit road yet. And I said you had to do something different than the leader, but man, those tires, that fuel, that would be something else if you were to come down and get those. You'd feel like a new man out there.
Well, you never know. He might be playing the long run. Run it out of fuel here on the first one. Run it out of fuel on the second one because we were guesstimating 30 laps. So this is definitely going to be at least a 2-stop race for a lot of these drivers here tonight. We'll see what kind of strategy he has played. None of these drivers really wanting to tip their hand coming into tonight because they didn't want to hear or get it linked to any of the other drivers. But I am still impressed with JT Poole running there in that 3rd spot.
Yeah, Ford doing a good job and actually peeling off, as is Darling. So Darling and Poole say, hey, guys, it's enough. We're coming in to get the service so desperately needed at this point. And, man, 30 laps, that was the call.
So they're down on the pit road, so that's going to open things back up for this man that you see on screen. That's the driver of the 51. Bilson now going to build back up the lead that he had. Trying to take a quick look. Bilson playing and running 8th in the point standings here tonight. Best finish of the season has been a handful of seconds. He had a 2nd back at Daytona. He had a 2nd at the Roval, so he's not afraid of road course racing. Then he has a couple 3rd-place finishes at Pocono International. Homestead, he had a 3rd-place finish. And he had a 5th back at Atlanta and Watkins Glen, another road course. He had finished 5th.
So if you just do a little bit of math right now, I'm looking at this race, Roger, kind of on the whole. We know there's not going to be any cautions because it is a road course. We know that 2 drivers went to lap That means one more stop and they can make it. Your race leader right now cannot make it on 2 more stops. He's going to have to come in for a splash of fuel or he is going to run out.
Yeah, but think about it, Chris. He came in with a 37-second lead, if I remember right, or was it a 30-second lead? Now I forget off the top of my head. I should have wrote it down in the notes real quick.
It was 30, yeah.
But right now he has a 31-second lead over Matt Cherry. Cherry's on that same strategy. Darling would be the first driver on that only two-stop strategy. He is buried back here in deep traffic right now. Oh, and he gets rear-ended by actually the 5 there of Adams. Ben Adams and Darling both racing for that 3rd position. They make contact, but Darling currently sitting 40 seconds back. We just saw Bilson's crew rip off a 14.7-second lead and him not lose the lead at all. Or sorry, pit stop and not lose the lead at all. So right now, even though he's going to have to make an extra pit stop, he still has the lead to be able to do it.
Yeah, providing everything works smooth, and these guys don't catch him here. Remember, the other advantage they have right now, they have 4 fresh tires. Kids at this point, he's been out there for what, 6 laps, call it, as he's getting ready to come back down the straightaway. Those tires are going to make a difference.
Yeah, but he's coming down this front straightaway. You just saw Chris Darling, Ben Adams, Healing, Poole, Maurer, Poole. They were all just coming out of turn number 1 when you said that the leader was coming down the front straightaway. It was 54 seconds last time by for the driver of the 51 in the lead, and JT Poole is sitting 44.6 seconds behind your race leader, so there is not that big of a gap between Bilson and those drivers still left on the lead lap.
Yeah, absolutely. This is going to get interesting. The deeper we get into this race, the more strategy is going to come into play. I believe it's still, look, I still think that Darling and Adams being those 2 drivers that were able to stretch it out, I still think they may have something here at the end, but we have, what, call it 58 laps, 57 as the leader crosses the line. We have some time to try and figure this one out, Roger, and on the track, these guys are losing time every single lap trying to figure it out as well.
Well, what do you say since we have just finished our first green flag pit cycle here? What do you say we turn it up for just a moment and we'll be back here to bring you more of the side-by-side racing action here at the Limerock Park. just like that, Chris, some beautiful sights, some beautiful sounds here at the Limerock Park. Closing in on just 50 laps of racing action as you watch your leader of Bilson. He just had to work his way through a lot of that lap traffic there, Chris. There were some hectic moments for Paul in that 51 group. A lot of nervous faces on the box as he worked through. Looks like a couple of Wyatt was there, Mooney and Bradley and Mac were all there in that little bit of a group. There was a couple touchy moments.
There were, and we were kind of talking about that there during the Turn It Up, Roger. And, you know, the 51 was doing great. He was holding his line, doing everything he needed to do. It was the other guys. They were a little slippery ahead of him. And certainly you and I were talking about that as being a little bit of a nail biter.
And who's sitting on the nails right now? It is the 7 of Raymond Healing. He is sitting right now, currently running in the 6th position, but right behind him is Bilson. He is starting to close up the gap here. And Ben Adams is just a little bit farther up the road in the Lynchburg T-shirt company number 5. So it's not like he has a lot of make mistakes either here, closing in on that 50 to go mark. We're going to be 51 laps here for the driver on the 51 to go at the line. He works down the front straightaway. He'll get that 51 laps to go to match the side door panel of his truck this time on.
And some good racing going on out there still. I'm watching the
7 of Healing is off into turn number 1. The Miller Genuine Draft Chevrolet going to take the scenic route, and he's going to lose a lap while he's out there playing in the grass. So he loses a ton of ground, and now he goes down a lap down.
Oh, and he is very, very slow trying to get that thing back up to speed. Finally finds the gear and gets it going, but big moment there for the 7 machine as you said, Roger, going down a lap there.
And look at all the traffic that is actually behind him then. As another one off into turn number 1. That looks like that's the 35 there of Mac. Look who's back out on track though, running in the 8th position, Chris.
Yeah, I happen to be watching him right now, Roger, as he is putting the power down. You can tell the rear end kicking out all over the place. That is the 49 of Mitchell Adams. Adams still has something to prove here tonight. Remember, he had the pole. He had the quick time of the night. Then he had to go to the back of the field. Made his way up, I believe, to 2nd or 3rd spot, Roger. And didn't he get into somebody? And it was, it was 3rd spot. He ended up getting in trouble and had to come down pit road, went down a lap, hasn't been able to gain it back up yet, but he isn't doing too bad right now. His lap time's very, very quick.
Yeah, I was just going to say, let's take a quick rundown of your Sim Rigs Truck Series point standings. And, well, Mitchell Adams, you see him on screen right now. It's been a little bit of a rough night. Worked his way from the back of the field into that 3rd spot, made contact with Darling at the time, and both those drivers went spinning. So right now, Adams, who was your championship leader, he is running in the 8th position. Second in the point standings coming in was Matt Cherry. He is running in that 2nd spot right now, having a good race for himself, not trying to overstep his boundaries. That low Chevrolet is running pretty smooth here tonight. Third in the points was Nathan Maurer. Where is Nathan Maurer? He is sitting 7th with his Be a Bully Chevrolet. He comes down the front straightaway. He is 7th, 1 lap down, but he also started at the back of the field here tonight, so working his way up inside the top 10 already, and still a very long way to go as we close in on the halfway point. Snare out into the grass down in turn number 1. Sitting 4th in the point standings coming into the night was the driver out of New York. It is the sim-rigs.com machine. That is Chris Darling. He is 3rd right now on our timing and scoring sheet. He has not been able to go up there and lead a lap to get himself a point, but right now still having a solid day inside that top 5. 5th in the point standings coming in was Jeffrey Johnson. He is right now 2 laps down, but a clean New Edge Auto Detailing Ford F-150. He is running in that 12th position. That is 12th position as he just picked up the 12th spot as Bradley was down on pit road. Or, sorry, stand down on pit road. 6th position. Here's going to be the heartbreaker tonight, I think, Chris. Sitting in 6th position coming into the night tonight. 19 points up. That is Steve Neal. He right now is multiple laps down in that 77 machine, and he is sitting in the 22nd position. Last truck running, and the man who was on the cut line coming in tonight was Travis White. And where is Travis White running? He is right now currently sitting in the 10th spot. Those are your championship drivers that were inside the cut line coming into the night. Your leader, Lowell Bilson, that you see him working upon White, he was 21 points out tonight coming in. Right now, though, I believe, Chris, if he wins here tonight, he'll be moving on.
Yeah, it's definitely going to, if he does actually get this win, Roger, I mean, yeah, I think he's going to have enough points to move on, and man, he's working for it tonight.
Yeah, 40.6 or 46-second lead has already lapped all the way up to currently the 5th position, so 4th, JT Poole, you see him right there. And actually, you can see on that camera angle just out the back, that was your race leader. So, right now, only about 3 seconds away from going a lap down and lapping that 4th place machine. Chris, just so you know, that would leave the last, or he is the last Ford on the lead lap.
Yeah, I'm pulling for you, Poole. You got to get that thing going. It is for, of course, you know, they're probably shaking down some of the bugs. You know, it's the first week out there, Roger.
Oh, there's always an excuse with a Ford.
Yeah,
I mean, that's all I got to say. That's all I got to say.
Look, it's not losing its ball joints. It's doing a fantastic job. JT Poole doing it proud here tonight. Ford tough.
With Chevy stuff. Running in that 4th position, JT Poole right now. You know, there's 2 more drivers that we didn't talk about that still had a chance here tonight at making it into the chase. 9th coming in tonight in the point standings, 24 points out. That was the driver of the 88. That is Michael Mooney. Right now, Mooney a little bit down on the running order. He is into the 15th position. He is 3 laps down currently. He actually just made his 2nd pit stop of the evening. So 4 fresh tires for him. We'll see if it's able to, you know, chew into that gap that Bilson has on the field here, the stranglehold tonight. And 1 more driver just sitting back here in the 16th spot right behind Michael Mooney. That'll be the 35 of Aaron Mack, as he's having a little bit of internet connection issues. He is running into that 16th spot currently.
Yeah, Mac doing everything he can, but unfortunately, the long-distance internet may not be serving him well here tonight. But Roger, right now, I am watching the 47 in 3rd spot. Chris Darling and JT Poole still fighting it out. Poole now to the inside, has a good shot at it. Cuts the nose off, and we've got to pass the 47, trying to get it back. Again, he picks up the inside, heading into that last corner of the track. And Poole and Darling racing it out like it's for the win here.
Yeah, Darling crossing back over there in the final 2 corners. He'll have the inside advantage here on JT Poole. As Poole's going to loop it around. Ball joint issue on the number 1. He's going to take the loop in turn 1. And now he will go a lap down as he's trying to get it back out onto the racetrack. There goes the race leader of Bilson. So he now goes a lap down. And looking at it, he has a little bit of a distance back to Ben Adams yet. But unfortunately, hard racing there in turn number 1. Gonna force that number 1 to go around. Now Chris Darling has about an 8-second gap between himself and that Ford. Chris, 3 Chevrolets lead the field here tonight at Limerock.
Yeah, I'm sure one of the fans out there threw some marbles on the track. Poor Poole ran over him and went around. But not out of it yet. Look, he's still in 4th spot. JT Poole doing a fantastic job. Now I'm watching Chris Darling in that 3rd spot. Before all that happened, Roger, I had seen him in a couple of corners get very, very loose, driving sideways through a lot of these corners as he was pushing hard, trying to stay away from your race leader of Paul Bilson. And he's doing everything he can. The tires, I think, have gone away here on the 47.
Yeah, looking back there, you see that red nose of that Chevrolet. You see the yellow banner on it. That is Bilson, who is your leader here. So right now, 3 drivers, call it just really 2 drivers left for Bilson to kind of come up here and get around to put him a lap down. So Darling trying everything he can do here tonight to keep that Sim Riggs truck on the lead lap. I think the inevitable is going to happen here as we're just over the halfway point. Next time by to just be 42 laps to go here at Limerock, this little 1.5-mile road course nestled in the hills here of the Northeast. A beautiful day here. Track temperature still soaring into the triple digits in a very cool air temperature day, but at noontime here, this track is right now at 107 degrees. A little bit of cloud cover, but not enough to break the heat.
And it is down from the high of 111 that we saw in qualifying, or just before qualifying, Roger. But man, it is still toasty out there, and these tires taking a beating right now. Watching second place runner Matt Cherry, I checked, and it looks like Cherry and Bilson are running the same pit strategy. Right now, they've got 22 laps on those tires. Third place runner running on 18 lap old tires. Still not going to be enough at this point. I'm going to have to maybe rethink pit strategies here, Roger, as the top two are doing everything right out here tonight.
Yeah, pit stops have started. As you see, the 5, the Lynchburg T-shirt company, number 5 of Ben Adams. He is down pit road. It looks like Mitchell Adams in the Adams Racing Indy Autosport machine. He is also down pit road, so he'll go another lap down currently. I guess for a lot of these drivers, they will still have to make one more green flag pit stop here tonight. And it looks like currently sitting only 22 drivers left here tonight in the race server. But look, Steve Neal picking up a position. Remember, we talked about him. He was inside, plus 19 coming into the night. Got involved in that wreck early on. Spent, call it about 15 minutes down on pit road. Lost 15 laps, but came back out and is now officially picked up since he came back out 5 positions, and the night's not done yet for the driver of that 77.
Yeah, you can't stop. You just have to keep going and hope that the battle of attrition kind of works out in your favor. Right now, Neil is running in that 21st spot, but ahead of him, the 20 of Hausman is sitting on pit road, has been for about 7. He'd be on the same lap as Hausman, and once he goes by the start-finish line that time, he will pick up another spot to put him in the top 20.
Yeah, and your leader down pit road here on lap 51, a little bit of a short pit, so he will definitely need to make at least one more pit stop. Chris, if you're sitting here on the pit box of this 51, 40 to go here, do you short pit then the next time and go 20 and 20 to break up this last stint of the race?
Absolutely. That's probably exactly what he's thinking, and why not? You got the best tires that you can possibly get that way. 20 laps on this setup, 20 laps at this track, not going to absolutely kill these tires. Now, the thing to watch here, Roger, is that exit lap. That first lap when you come out on a road course, the tires are cold, the track is warm. Usually that means greasy conditions. Let's make sure the 51 able to get around and warm up those tires so they will stick for lap number 2.
So now that was about a 50-some second lead over Chris Darling. Is now he raced down to just a short and very slim lead, 16-second lead over Darling. Then JT Poole is back into that third position as Matt Cherry actually came down pit road. You see him now officially coming back out onto the track. He's got 4 fresh tires on the Lowe's entry, so he is still going to continue onto that same strategy of Bilson. Currently now 4 or 5 drivers left on the lead lap here as green flag pit cycles for our second green flag.
In 16th spot still is, and it looks like the 121 just actually went by him for position. So Ben Adams falls to 17th, and Ron G in 121 moves up to 15th.
That's a beautiful paint scheme there. The Kansas City Royals entry tonight here for Ron Gaivo. You know, Chris, we talked about it briefly. Ron's dad tuning in tonight, 74 years old, still tuning in to watch Ron's races here on the iRacing platform, right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. You see the 77 and Neil go by him. But Ron running in that 16th spot with his Kansas City Royals. A proud man not only to be running the Kansas City Royals paint scheme here tonight, but also having Dad tune in. Chris, your dad the other week, I believe Friday night right here, tuned in to, you know, listen to you and I on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And, you know, it's not just the racers that have family members tuning in. It's also us up here.
Yeah, and look, my dad and I have been enjoying racing together since I was about a week old. And racing has always brought us together, Roger, and he has a lot of fun. He actually enjoyed the time that NASCAR was doing iRacing, and really had a good time. Thought it was cool, his words.
Well, you know, and even myself, my son and I, you know, my son has a birthday coming up on the 9th, actually, his first birthday. So a milestone there for not only him, but myself. You know, my mom thought I would never have a kid, and especially make it to see his first birthday. Well, hey, we're getting there, and you know, it was only a week or 2 old for him, and we fell asleep watching NASCAR together. So NASCAR bringing everybody together, whether it's, on the big screen on Fox TV or right here on your Turn 3 Racing Network, always bringing families together.
It's a special sport, isn't it, Roger? Because you can sit side by side with your family members. You can cheer for totally different people.
Healing got back around now that 48, and now so did Wilson. Some damage for the first time here on that low Chevrolet.
I just got to get to that point, Roger. No, however, my mom has been fooled into him being a Busch fan. There's nothing I can do about it.
Oh, yeah. I'm a Busch fan, too, of beer. Busch beer.
Well, I think it appeals to her sweet tooth, the M&M side of it. But, I love my mom dearly. She chose a driver, I guess.
Yeah, doesn't Mitchell Snare usually have Hi Mom on the back of his car?
No, it's, oh gosh. No, he's not in this race this week. I know who you're talking about.
I couldn't remember if it was Snare or not.
No, the name is eluding me for some reason. It's not Snare. Somebody I used to race with. I can't remember his name now.
Well, Snare is out there. He is running currently in that 17th position with the 43 Chevrolet. He is sixth, sitting a blistering pace, who is now, last time by Chris, 2 seconds faster a lap than Chris Darling, who runs in that second spot. That's 5-lap old tires versus 25-lap old tires. And here comes Darling out of that second spot with the Sim Briggs Chevrolet. He will now come down pit road to take his second pit stop here of the night. A little bit shorter on this one than his first run. It was 30 laps on run number 1 and only 27 here on his second one.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Darling, he really needed to make that call a little bit sooner if he was going to have any chance at all. Darling was doing a very good job, but unfortunately now he's gone from a bad situation to worse, Roger, because, look, he had lost a lot of time on track already. If he had come down and said, you know what, I'm just going to follow the leader throughout, he probably had a pretty good shot at second. Now he's going to have to fight his way back because JT Poole, Raymond Healy, and Matt Cherry all going to be in front of him. It's going to be a tough night.
Yeah, and Michael Mooney right in front of our leader there of Bilson. Bilson having a hard time getting around the 88. Now that's going to allow that 48 of Cherry to get right onto the back of the number 51, but that is not a battle for the race lead. That is Matt Cherry running in fourth, trying to get back onto the lead lap. So Bilson right now trying to work around Mooney, and Mooney trying to not let him get go another lap down. And then Cherry trying to get back onto the lead lap. Now Mooney's going to pull it over, and your race leader, Bilson, going to get around. Cherry's also going to go around, so now Mooney running 3 laps down into that 13th position. He told me he had a secret strategy here tonight, and he wasn't going to tell me exactly what it was. All he said is the old guys are wiser than the young pups.
And we're going to see that that's probably true. They've been around for a while. They've seen strategies in the real world come into effect, and look, right now you got 2 drivers on the lead lap. Your race leader, Bilson, and right behind him in the 7, well, not right behind him, 52 seconds behind him, Raymond Healy in the 7 machine, and that's it. Everybody else at least 1 lap down. Now Bilson will have to come down pit road again, and looks like everybody else is going to have to as well, because they all short pit this time through. Here we are on lap number 58, Roger, with just 33 laps to go. Here comes the 7. It's going to be his turn.
Yeah, so he'll turn it down on the pit road. He is going the longest out of our race leaders here on the second strategy. He'll go 29 laps, 1 lap shorter than what he did in his first stint. So he'll hit the pit box, 4 tires and fuel will go into that, and that will cycle everything back through. And officially now, Bilson has lapped the field.
Look, he has been ultra dominant for a very long time. He's led 56 laps. The only other driver that was able to lead 2, not even in the race anymore, and that was a Zynga.
I was just going to say, Chris, he's out there, and then I had to look again. No, Ben is actually scored in the 24th position. He went off track early on, so 49 laps ago has retired here tonight. Last week's winner, Ben Zanga, not running for a championship, so the points really didn't matter to him. That crew is going to load up, and they will head to the next round of the playoffs, not being in the playoffs though, but will still head to the Phoenix International Raceway out there in Arizona. Then after Phoenix, they're going to go to Gateway, and the cut race for the next round will be Indianapolis with the trucks. And it's been a very long time since NASCAR has taken the trucks to Indianapolis, and I can't recall the last time I've even seen a sim race with the trucks at Indianapolis. Then again, I can't remember the last time I've seen them put Limerock and the trucks together.
As we've seen tonight, it's a very entertaining combination. And look, I knew that we were in for a good race here tonight. I absolutely love this track, and any chance I get to drive it, I will certainly do so. Although, I got to be honest, probably the truck's not my favorite car around this track.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. It's not just here at Limerock. It's an in general thing as we look here at Bradley, who in the number 20 is running currently in that 8th position, running in this 2 laps down currently. Beautiful looking number 20 machine out there as he's going to work around Aaron Mack. Mack just kind of pulls over tonight here and lets him go on by. But the trucks, something about these trucks, Chris, I'm not sure what it was. It just doesn't appeal to me. Now, watching the trucks on, a Friday night or a Saturday afternoon, whenever they are on national television, I do like to watch them as you see the 35 of Aaron Mack come down pit road. This is a scheduled stop for the driver of that 35. I mean, they do put on one heck of a show on national TV. Driving style for me, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, it's tough, and I'll tell you something else that's tough, and it is the driver of the 49. This just in, Roger, calling it a night. Adams gonna finish here. Well, right now he's being scored in 14th spot, but Adams decides to load it up on the hauler and call it a night.
Yeah, as it looks like someone slow down there before turn number 1. It looks like that's the 43 of Snare. Snare going to get it rolling once again. It looked like that truck stalled coming out of pit road. He's trying to get out of the way of a couple of the race leaders there. There goes JT Poole. He'll take that Ford F-150 around. I know he was out into the grass, but he was able to hang on to it. So Snare right now running 17th, lost a position to Gaivo. Gaivo in this Chevrolet now running into the 16th spot. As actually your leader here of Bilson is once again closing in on the back of Ron in the 121 Royals machine. We'll see where Adams is going to fall to now that he is out of this race, because remember the 77. Oh, Steve Neal actually is out of the race too. I was just about to say how Neal came back out on track and has picked up a couple positions. He is running in the 20th spot, but now it looks like has retired that 77. That could have been another spot for him and another chase contender he passed.
Oh, the big just what? Can't do math. Not that far behind. We're gonna go with that.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I just closed that, Chris.
59. 59 points. There, I did the math.
Very good, Chris. I like your math. It's pretty well tonight here on a Friday night, especially after working all week long. And, talking about working, we got to thank all the workers around the world that were essential, that worked not only in the hospitals, but a lot of people, the police and the fire department, workers all around the world who put in extra time, so everybody here in the world and the United States could be safe during the COVID-19 crisis that is happening. A lot of us getting back to real-world things, kind of more of a normalcy. Chris, tomorrow night, I'm going to take a night off here from the Turn 3 Racing Network, and I'm going to head to the Lincoln Raceway here in Pennsylvania, see some dirt track racing action. So if anybody down in the central part of Pennsylvania tomorrow at the Lincoln Speedway, come on down and shoot us a message on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We'll have some gifts actually out there tomorrow night.
Oh, there you go. Definitely bring some and spread some cheer. As I was watching Roger was the 86 of Wyatt. Wyatt going for a little ride in the grass. I think he has the mower deck down to about a 2 there, as it was looking good coming off. The 86 now back out on track, getting going again.
I think he was yelling, "Oh yeah," as he went through there. I think he was just bringing some Kool-Aid to the fans over there in the infield.
Might have been. And I got to do this. Linda, you know what? You rock. There you go.
Well, there you heard it. Our fans on the Turn 3 Racing Network are some of the best fans all over the sim racing platform and in the esports community in general. As we see Wyatt will bring down the Kool-Aid Man. Maybe he is out of fruit punch tonight. There's some camber built up in that 86. We'll see how much damage it's done to the 86 machine, see if he can get back out on track. Nathan Maurer right now, the Bully Dog machine, one of the chase runners tonight. He is running currently in that 11th position, right ahead of him. There you see on the road course. It's the battle of attrition tonight, and a lot of these drivers now, a very long 90 lapper here with turning right when you're not used to turning right. It really gets tiring trying to manhandle these trucks.
Well, I didn't want to leave dead air there, but I had to do something. It was very, very scientific, Roger. Basically, what I was doing was checking on the distance between first and second spot. On the track, the difference is 1,010. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I used my 1/1000s to figure it out. So it's 1,010 plus a lap between first place Paul Bilson and second spot Matt Cherry.
Boy, am I more confused than a two-headed billy goat right now.
You just got to count it out, Roger. 1,001, 1,002. It's how we used to do it at the short tracks. And then we got a stopwatch.
Oh, somebody off. Position 3 into the tire barrier coming out of the last turn. That's going to be JT Poole in that Ford F-150, and he's going to head straight down pit road. And with 24 laps to go, this could possibly be the final pit stop here for JT Poole in the Ford Performance #1 Ford F-150 tonight.
Yeah, not a ton of damage, maybe some to the left front. The hood crinkled up on the one F-150. Who brought it down pit road, Roger? And he didn't stop. He just kept going.
Psych, see you later, says JT Poole. He'll hit the gas and he'll turn right down into turn #1. The ball joint's looking pretty good. Somebody else out there, the 33, I believe that is, of Jeffrey Johnson Jr. in the new Edge Detail machine. He is off into the grass, so I believe that's another one of our Ford entries here tonight, having some handling issues here in the late going. Maybe those ball joints are starting to go.
No, it's not a Chevy.
Oh.
It's probably a steering box, I'll give you that, but it's definitely not ball joints.
Oh, the steering box here at the road course is probably worse than the ball joints. At least with the ball joints, you slap off and you slap off the wall, you keep going. A steering rack issue, you go straight into the wall and you stop.
It's possible. It is possible. Man, I'm looking at that 51 paint job closer and closer every time, and I gotta be honest, that's pretty sharp.
You like that, the red and black combination with the yellow indicating that he's in the chase?
It's the yellow that's got my attention, Roger. You know he's having a fantastic night out there, and after a fantastic season too. Look, it's all coming to an end. Wilson comes in 8th spot in the points, and I believe after tonight he is going to seal his way in for the next round. But man, what a night he is having here tonight. He has lapped everything except for himself, and if he keeps going the way he is, he might be able to do that too.
I know he has lapped me a little while ago, but you know, somebody we haven't talked about all night who is out there still has a very clean Silverado running in the 9th position. It's the Martha White entry. That's the driver of the 37. That is Zach Howe. I mean, how the heck does he have that clean of a truck still?
Well, patience around one of these tracks is a big key. Not overdriving the truck and staying out of the way of anybody else who might be having a problem. And actually, we have a vehicle coming right behind him. I believe that's the 121. Hard to look at it from my vantage point, but I believe it is. And I think you're going to see how he's been so clean. The 121 skirts to the inside. Didn't have a run, so the 37 okay this time by, but I believe if the 121 gets a little bit closer, you'll see the 37 just kind of pull it on over to the side. It doesn't matter right now.
Yeah, and you also got to think, looking in that back mirror, there is somebody else lurking in the background. That is Bilson. I mean, there's the 43 of Snare. He's going to move over with his machine. He knows that's the race leader, and he wants nothing to do with that. I mean, Chris, it takes a gentleman's move to race at the road course. You're not really racing each other. You're racing the lap counter up in that upper left-hand corner here on our screen. You see it says 70 out of the 90. That means this time by for the 51 here of Bilson, it's only going to be 20 laps to go. We are in the closing stages. Will we see the 51? I was just going to say it, Chris. He's going to bring it down pit road. That strategy of 20 and 20 here in play.
Yeah, definitely in play, as he actually has a little difficulty getting on the pit road, able to overcome that pretty easily. But That could have been a heart-gripping moment there for your race leader. Able to get it going again, and he is finding his box right now.
So he comes to a sliding stop. It's going to be 4 tires and fuel to go the rest of the distance on the JRS Design Chevrolet here tonight. He had a 1 lap lead and whatever the 1/1000ths or 1,000 whatever
10
countdown
1,000ths.
countdown that you did over this man. That is Matt Cherry. He now puts himself back onto the lead lap, and Darling was actually down on pit road there, so Darling is now also done with his pit strategy here tonight. He now will just have to go 20 laps the distance. He is running in the 4th spot as Poole was able to get around him for 3rd.
And Matt Cherry touches the grass with the left rear wheel, and that thing almost came out from underneath him. And he's got the 88 right behind him. That's Michael Mooney, rather. And Mooney's actually being a little impatient. He got right to the back bumper, and here comes Cherry down pit road. This is going to be his final stop of the night.
Yeah, as it looks like Guyvo was down there in the grass with the Kansas City Royals machine. He was down, just trying to get out of the way, I believe. And actually, Aaron Mack back there, the Mack the Night Rays Energy, he was down on the grass there too, coming out of the final corner. And now that Cherry is down on pit road, he goes back down a lap to our race leader. You see there who enters turn number 1. It's just 19 laps to go here tonight at the Limerock Park. It is a cut race here tonight for a lot of these drivers. Some of the drivers that came into the night below that cut line was that 35 there of Aaron Mack, who is having another connection faultage here. He came in tonight running 10th, 45 points out of the championship hunt. That was 45 points under the cut line. So it looks like Aaron Mack's chase hunts may be over for a championship here after Limerock. We'll wait until until the quote unquote what they say the fat lady sings at the end of it, though, to really tell you who is who, or who is running where, and who is moving on, and who is not. Mouthful.
And you were confused after I did 10 1,000ths of it, or 10 100s?
I think you're even confused now.
Now, yeah, you've got me. My brain's rocked.
Well, maybe if you had a Rays energy drink, Chris, you'd be able to focus, be hydrated, and energized and ready to roll here tonight from Limerock.
I think you know me better than that by now. I hope you do, as I am completely off the caffeine. However, I may have grabbed one of those things that were chilling out in the refrigerator.
Ooh. Bush.
I mean, close.
What doesn't matter?
Miller.
That doesn't sound as good.
I know. They need to work on that. It is a fine Pilsner, I'll say that.
That it is, my friend. The fine Pilsner here. Looks like back out on track. It looks like somebody brand new has decided to join us, Chris. Look way down the timing and score. You can't miss the truck. It is a beautiful paint scheme. Look at Ben Mashburn finally. After sitting down there on pit road for 72 laps, he has now officially come across the line. He'll complete his 3rd lap here of the night.
Well, with 17 laps to go, I'm just checking real quick. He's actually probably going to be able to get himself up very close to the top 20, if you can believe that. He's going to be,
It'd be 23rd at the end of the night if he can keep this truck on track and just finish out these laps. I mean, that's a big improvement from where he was going to finish.
That's unbelievable. Red Sox strong, baby.
Yeah, tonight, though, maybe on our screen, it's a Sun-Kiss machine.
Oh, no, I like my screen better than...
Oh, I mean, I'm with you on the Red Sox one, my friend, but it does look like currently Ben Mashburn on our screen has a Sun-Kiss. I'm a Sun-Kiss fan, Chris.
Yeah.
No, Ben!
No!
Chris, he did what he wasn't supposed to.
No! Oh, Lord.
Chris,
Ben, you weren't supposed to do that.
You know what we have to do, Chris? Since he did it, we have to throw the replay and show it exactly again what happened to Ben Mashburn in this 24 machine. Up over the hill, this is the replay with just 16 laps to go. Ben Mashburn running 72 laps down in his beautiful brand new, just went back to the throttle too soon, Chris, and he knew it. He locked it up and straight nosed into that tire barrier.
You know, Rick and I call that the commentator curse, and it happens so frequently, it can't be fake.
I'm sitting here in disbelief.
You talk about a guy too much, you overhype him. Heck, you talk about his paint job, and next thing you know, it's trouble.
Well, you know what we can tell you who has been running the strongest out of everybody. It is Paul Bilson, and he is just on a charge, Chris. He has already lapped Bill Edwards, who is running in the 5th position. We told you, race fans, this Bald Eagles machine was going to be screaming at the end of this, and he is up to 5th.
Yeah, he is just doing a fantastic job. A 5th place road course when you're not really used to running them. Look, a 5th place is almost as good as a win here tonight. Congratulations going out to Bill Edwards. And, you know, I hate to say that, Roger, it is a little soon here. 15 laps to go, make it 14 when we cross the start-finish line right now.
Yeah, anything can still happen. I mean, 7 turns, 1.5 mile track. The total distance tonight of this race, 131 miles. It is absolutely a marathon race. And right now, Edwards doing a great job running in that 5th position. Since everybody has been starting to make their final pit stops here of the night, there is that Miller Genuine Draft. We were thinking about it. I was trying to remember who was driving that Miller truck. It's going to be Raymond Healing. He has made his final pit stop. He is in the 7 truck, running in the 7th position currently.
It's a good-looking truck. It really, really is. With 14 laps to go, it is Bilson up top, Darling Cherry, your top 3. JT Poole just outside of that top 3 with his brand new Ford F-150. It's going to be 13 laps to go, Roger. And man, oh man, Bilson has had a heck of a night.
Yeah, but not just Bilson. I mean, think about it. Look at the guys who are running inside that top 3. Chris Darling sitting there in 2nd. Matt Cherry is sitting there 3rd. Those drivers have both. I think the lowest for either of them was a 4th place at one point in time, and they're still running 2nd and 3rd now. Remember, Darling actually had contact with the 49 of Mitchell Adams as he approached him. And Darling kind of got a little sideways, and then Adams making the contact, and then the outside wall having to take the toe in the front straightaway back to pit road. Darling was able to carry on. That's why you see the rear end damage on this 47 machine. Matt Cherry, though, it's been a pretty consistent, quiet night for him. He has already made his pit stop. He is done tonight. Just a little damage on that left front of that Lowe's Chevrolet. Otherwise, he is just sitting 3rd, just roaming around right now. JT Poole, you just talked about him, the Ford Performance. He is running 4th, and Bill Edwards, we just talked about him. He is running in that 5th position. 6th through 10th, though, going to look like this. It's going to be the 23 of Travis White. He came in right on the cut line. Even with that cut line, he is running 6th. Looks like he might be moving on here. Running in 7th, we talked about the Miller Genuine Draft Mobile 1 entry Chevrolet. That is Raymond Healing. Zach Howell in the Martha White entry, though, the 37 driver. He is running in the 8th spot, picking up 1 spot, but he still has yet to make his final pit stop of the night. Will he be coming down here this time by? It looks like he's actually going to carry on with the Silverado. Still has some gas left to burn, so he stays out on track. Running in the 9th position, though, haven't talked much about him other than having an awesome orange and white camouflage. I believe it's the Arctic camo on this number 20 tonight. That is Bradley. He is running in the 9th position. And the new Edge auto detailing machine, Triple J himself, rounding out the top 10. That's your top 10 here as we're getting 10 laps to go just next time by.
Yeah, it's been a great night, and we mentioned, or Roger, you already mentioned a couple of these drivers, but sitting in 2nd spot here tonight, it's Darling. He came in tonight in 4th spot, having a fantastic night. Cherry came in. He's running 2nd in the points coming into the night. Certainly no harm done there for him as he is running 2nd out there on track right now. And, that's exactly what these guys needed to do. A road course is out there to absolutely blindside you and hurt your point standings tonight. A few drivers not letting that happen.
Yeah, and I'm just still impressed, though, with this Bill Edwards machine. Edwards coming in. This is his 3rd race of the season. Chris, since he joined here, he ran the Charlotte Oval and Chicagoland, the 2 races that we have called here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Edwards' worst finish, and I hope I don't jinx this. I'll knock on the desk here, knock on wood. This would be, he's going to split it down the middle. He has finished 6th at Chicagoland and 4th at Charlotte. Tonight, having another good run, running 5th. And what can you say? I mean, the truck, I just keep getting drawn to this truck.
So beautiful. Seriously, beautiful car or truck. But my goodness.
And it's not just Edwards' truck either that has great paint schemes out here tonight. A lot of these guys with the National Sim Racing Association, Sim Rigs Truck Series, they all bring truck schemes here that are just mind-blowing, and how the designers are able to do it. Darling and Bilson Hattie. Also, Bradley having a great truck. Travis White has an awesome paint scheme. Johnson and Mooney and Maurer. They all put a lot of time and effort, not just into driving their trucks on the simulator here, but also painting these trucks. They don't just want to look good, they want to drive good too. So, I mean, it just takes another little step here for the sim platform.
Yeah, and it takes, you know what? A good paint job is a lot of pride behind it, and when you can finish well in a great paint job, man, you just take pride in it. Usually you'll mention it in the post-race interviews, Roger, and I know myself, most of my cars are very much the same throughout the entire gamut of vehicles that I drive on iRacing. They've all been done by Rick Hammond, and I can't thank him enough, because he consistently puts out good-looking cars the way that I want them to be. And man, I love being able to say his name at the end of a race.
Yeah, a lot of my trucks coming out of the Bromley Design stables. Michael Bromley, who tuning in right now, actually, he just shot me a message saying, turn right, turn left, and hit the gas. So, I mean, maybe he knows more than I do about the road course thing, and it's a good possibility. Vehicles here on the iRacing platform, and man, it'll be 7 to go, though, here for Bilson as he works under the Haggerty Bridge here at Limerock, and through the last corner he's going to come. It'll be 7 laps to go here at Limerock.
Let's see, 7 laps. It's 10.5 miles. And, boy, unless something really big happens, Bilson's looking strong here tonight to be the race winner here. And I just don't see anything. I've been watching him time and time again here. Roger, ultra consistent, just hitting his marks, doing a fantastic job here tonight.
Yeah, at this point, you could almost say he could put the car or the truck in 4th gear and never shift and just, you know, roll through the corners, easy onto the brakes. Don't want to wheel hop things. As you could actually see it, he was actually off the gas as the you can see the extra fuel being dumped out the tailpipes there of that 51 machine as the flame came out. He was out of the gas going up the hill. He just wanted to get over the hill and carry on. And now he'll come out of the final corner once again. It'll be just 6 laps here to go tonight for Paul Bilson.
So with 6 laps to go, Roger, you have a lead that's just unbelievable at this point. I mean, you have the entire field up to this spot lap, at least 2 laps down. Are you going as hard as you could? I'm like, no, I can back it off a little bit. I'm good.
Well, if you the problem is, though, if you do back it off, you know, I said going into 4th, you say back it off a little bit, you could get out of your rhythm. What happens when you get out of your rhythm? You start to make mistakes. So at this point, if I'm the 51, I'm saying, yeah, don't overstep your boundary, but keep it up, my friend, and let's bring this truck home as he comes back up over the hill once again. He'll be closing in on just 5 laps to go now. So if I'm Bilson, I'm just kind of playing my own game out here tonight, staying in my own realm and controlling what I can control. I don't have to go put anybody else a lap down. I can kind of just ride here, as I believe that's going to be Johnson that is actually out in front of him. Jeffrey running into the 10th position, 3 laps down currently. Bilson does not have to go get Johnson to put him another lap down if he doesn't want to.
No, he doesn't. And I'll tell you the other thing, too. So right now with 5 laps to go, it means he's got, what, 15 laps on his tires. They're just past the prime. So now he might get a little bit of slipping going on. Yeah, you got to look. I believe you're right. You have to keep your rhythm. That doesn't mean you can't back off a little bit and not have your rhythm.
Right now, the final driver that is still out there at Stan Houseman is, he's having a little issue. He's going to lock it up out of the final corner. Just barely tags the pit wall there. He'll actually keep going in the Tropical Calf Toyota. Right now, though, he is running in the 19th position. Last driver on track. Right ahead of him, actually, is the Lynchburg T-Shirt Company number 5 of Ben Adams. He is back out on the track after sitting 32 minutes down on pit road. They put a brand new Chevy Performance motor underneath that. Chris. We did it again.
No, I know. You did it.
Well, it looks like Ben's steering may be a little crooked here, but Ben gonna smash the gas and see if he can finish this one off. Right now, though, Ben running 35 laps down, running into the 18th position. We got to thank Ben Adams and all he does with the Lynchburg T-Shirt Company and here with the National Sim Racing Association tonight, presented by Sim Rigs. The Truck Series right here. Ben may not be having the night he wanted, but regardless, he's out there turning right, turning left. He is having a good old time with the good old boys.
And really, that is, I mean, if you can keep that kind of attitude there, you've already won. You have a good time, you get out there, you do stuff maybe you're not comfortable with, like a road course. Hey man, I'd come away from this thing smiling big.
What about if you were Ben Mashburn? Are you coming out of this one smiling?
Ben, oh man. Oh, Ben, I am so sorry that Roger cursed you like that.
All he had to do was make 17 laps, Chris.
That's all he had to do. And the damage was bad enough, Roger, there that poor guy, he is still on pit road. He finally gets into the rig, says, okay, I'm gonna pour some on, boys, and boy.
Oh, he poured it on, Chris, don't worry.
Yeah, he poured it onto the wall, he poured it through the grass, and gosh darn it, you don't want to see that for anybody. I mean, that was just stinky.
Hey, Chris, guess what? Popsicle sticks in the air here tonight at Limerock. It's going to be 2 laps to go for Paul Bilson here tonight. So just 3 miles of racing. Look at that, Chris. Lickety-split, just like that. 3 miles of racing to go here at Limerock.
Yeah, it happens quick. It sneaks right up on you, but here we are getting very, very close to seeing the white silk for the only time here tonight as Bilson is getting ready to hit the right-hander to go under the bridge, leading up to the final right-hander and go across that straightaway to pick up that white silk.
So coming out in the final corner for the second last time, he'll come across the start-finish line. He'll see the one to go here tonight, presented by sim-rigs.com. He will take the white flag. He has led the most laps, 87 laps here tonight for the driver of this 51, have been out front. He was able to make 3 pit stops here tonight and still retain his race lead. Tonight, if he wins this race, it would be the best finish of the season for the driver of the 51. He has finished 3rd a handful of times. He has 2 second-place finishes. Daytona, he finished 2nd. Charlotte Roval, he finished 2nd. Phoenix, he finished 3rd. Homestead, he finished 3rd. Has yet to win this season, but just 2 more corners to do it, and Paul Bilson will be able to win here with the National Sim Racing Association and move himself into the next round of the playoffs. Coming through the final corner for the final time as the checkered flag is in the air here tonight. Bilson gonna win here at Limerock.
And congratulations goes out to Paul Bilson in the 51-year race leader. And now, Roger, we got to wait to figure out who's going to finish in 2nd and 3rd, but it looks like it will be Chris Darling in the 47 and Matt Cherry in the 48. Good, respectable finishes for those 2 drivers. JP Poole going to end up in 4th spot, Bill Edwards in 5th.
Well, right now, Darling's coming across the line, so let's see. So Darling will be credited with a 2nd-place finish. He will move on to the next round of the playoffs. Here comes Matt Cherry. Cherry is going to finish officially 3rd. He will move on to the next round of the playoffs. Where is our top Ford runner here of the night? Well, he comes across the line 1 lap down, running in the 4th spot. Now here comes Bill Edwards. He still has a half a lap to go before he will finish his night off, finishing in the top 5.
Yeah, just another one of those great-looking vehicles out there tonight, but a 5th-place finish for Bill Edwards. And, hey, look, he started in 15th spot, Roger. Up to top 5, there is nothing wrong with that here tonight.
So it looks like he'll bring it down pit road. Where is Paul at? He is at the start-finish line, race fans. He is going to have himself a little celebration here tonight. As he celebrates here at Limerock, we're going to step away for just a quick moment, and we'll be back with your post-race show. Welcome back to the Limerock here, race fans. 90 laps in the books here tonight for the National Sim Racing Association, and it came down to a driver who pretty much dominated his way through the evening here in the hills of the Northeast at the road course that they call Limerock Park. I caught up with your winner here tonight, Paul. A very dominating race, leading 88 laps out of the 90 scheduled. How dominating was this 51 here tonight?
That was dialed in, man. I spent some time this week. Definitely spent some time trying to find the right brake bias and force factor pressure. And once I found it, got comfortable with it and was able to keep it on a.
Yeah, able to keep it on there. It is your first time in victory lane here on a Friday night. Tell us about that. We saw the race. We pretty much know it's a clean-looking 51. Tell us about winning, though, here on a Friday night.
Oh, it means so much to me, man. I've been trying all season, and I've just had the worst luck. I just keep getting caught up in stuff, and luckily I was consistent enough to make it to the playoffs without a win, and hopefully this will keep me going here in the playoffs and miss that first.
Yeah, so it looks like you will be able to move on tonight, though. The struggle. Think about it. You came in down below that cut line. 21 points you were going to have to make up. And I believe with this win, it's going to solidify that and move you on. How do you feel, though, looking forward into this championship hunt? You got Phoenix coming up, Gateway, and then Indianapolis. Another one of those cut races. No road courses that you can go out there and try and win, but a couple short track and intermediate, and a big track that practically for these trucks got to be a super speedway.
Oh, definitely. Just gonna try to keep it consistent, man. And I do fashion myself a road racer at heart, and I feel like I am better at road racing. I'm decent at ovals, but I'm gonna give it a shot and try to give it all I got, man. Try to chase them leaders.
Well, good luck the rest of the way here, Paul. But before we let you go, you are the winner here at Limerock. We're going to roll this red carpet out. Here's the microphone. It is your time to shine. Who do you got to thank for winning this one here tonight?
Definitely got to thank all the guys here in the NSRA Truck Series. It's been a blast racing with them all season, and all the guys racing here tonight. I really appreciate the respect, and they were getting out of the way, and it made it a lot less stressful than it had to be, than it could have been anyways. And my team, RMC Racing, and Ronnie Sterling for throwing this badass paint on my truck.
Oh, before we let you go, Paul, I'm supposed to let you know. Chris, who's not in the Discord, doesn't really work for him, Discord over here. But he did say to me, though, real quick, why didn't you lead 2 more laps and lead the whole race?
Well, I tried, but Ben was fast there at the beginning, man. I thought we were going to have a really good race, me and Ben, and see if Mitchell could work his way up. And Christopher was doing really well, and I thought we were going to have a good race. And I guess a couple laps in, Ben just got loose and spun out. I was trying to get in front.
Well, there you heard it, race fans, from your winner here tonight, driving the JRS Designs 51 Chevrolet tonight. Paul Bilson going to lead 88 laps, come away with his first win of the season here with the National Sim Racing Association. But we have caught up with your second place finisher also here tonight, driving the 47 Sim Rig Chevrolet. It is going to be Chris Darling. Darling, a second place finish, 1 lap down. It's got to feel like pretty much a win out there tonight.
Yeah, I think I told everybody in my Discord channel with about 10 to go, I was feeling like it was a win. I didn't really worry about what Bilson was doing. I didn't really have anything for him, but I don't know. I love it. I love it. I'm not a road racer. I hate them, so this was a cool finish for me. Yeah,
it looked like you had a really strong truck, though, all night long here at Limerock. A little contact early on. That's where you got the rear end damage, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. That was with the 49 of Mitchell Adams. It feels like it was so long ago here. Did that damage hamper the performance of this 47?
No, not at all, really. Had about a minute and a half of repairs that I could have done, but it seemed like it was handling the same, and I don't know, it just kind of got out from under me. I was trying to race him real hard. I sort of have a knack for not being aggressive enough, so kind of came into the playoffs trying to be more aggressive and sort of took somebody out. So I don't know, sorry for that. I felt like he could have probably let off and just saved us both a little more damage, but it is what it is. So I came out unscathed, so whatever.
Well, before we let you go, Chris, is there anybody on this 47 truck that you got to thank here tonight at Limerock that made it all possible for yourself?
For sure. Definitely a big shout out to Sim Rigs. they do a great job supporting the league and supporting me now, and I just appreciate everything he's doing. Hopefully JB's at his house and he was able to stay awake for this one, but if not, I know he'll watch it on replay. So,
well, there you go. A good finish here tonight by the driver of the 47 out of New York. There you heard it from Chris Darling. He is going to finish second here tonight at Limerock, and I believe that means we have one more interview here tonight. Finishing in our Sim Rigs third place finish tonight, it's going to be the driver of the Lowe Chevrolet. That is Matt Cherry. Matt, a third place finish. Only one lap down with the pace that Bilson was having out there. You got to still feel pretty good about finishing on the podium.
Yeah, it was a pretty good night for us tonight. We're not very good at road courses, and I'm very surprised we even got a top 5 out of it. But, last week we ended up, I think, finishing second last week in Chicago and come here for third. So hopefully next week we can get the win.
Well, and back-to-back podium finishes here on a Friday night is one whale of a thing to do. It's an accomplishment in its own, but you came into the night sitting 63 points above the cut line with your third place finish. You will be moving on to the next round of the playoffs, which entails going to Phoenix, Gateway, and Indianapolis. Out of those 3 tracks coming up, which one do you think is going to be your best chance to snag a win here on Friday night?
Well, I mean, I'm not the greatest at Phoenix, but Gateway and Indy, I think we'll be able to hold our own and just try to advance into the next round. I mean, it's going to be tough, but we're going to give it our best shot.
Well, since Limerock is in the books here and you're sitting on the podium, who do you got to thank for that third place finish tonight?
I just want to thank all my sponsors and just everybody that helps me put this together. And, we got a good team, and it's just, it is what it is, I guess. And we're getting closer and closer, so hopefully we'll get it done.
Well, there you heard it from your third place finisher here tonight. It is the 48 of Matt Cherry. He'll move on to the next round of the playoffs. Chris, though, this race, 90 laps, was a tale of drivers that were having to pretty much the battle of attrition at the end of this one, and Bilson being able to lead it. Darling was second and Cherry was third. A good road course race nonetheless, especially in these trucks.
Well, it was, I would say it was almost everything I expected. I did not expect for the entire field to get lapped here, but Bilson was just absolutely on fire tonight. You heard him during the interview. He put in the time, he put in the work, Roger, and that usually does lead to a good finish here on a road track.
Well, that's going to pretty much do it here from the Turn 3 studios at the Limerock Park. That's Chris Lagoo, and this is Muth up here in the booth. We will catch you next time here on the Turn 3 Racing Network when we bring you more of the National Sim Racing Association, presented tonight by sim-rigs.com here for the Truck Series. And we will catch you. We hope everybody is safe all around the world. And until we see you next time, race fans, please stay safe.